what's going on. I hope the angle's good. Blackie, tell me if the angle's good. Anyway, so I thought I would show you, or at least try and explain what my lifting routine is in the moment as I try to become a little more explosive, a little faster, start going down the speed strength curve. If you don't know, that is basically at the top where you're on this full strength, maximal strength, you know, 1 rep maxes, you're kind of moving a little bit slowly. And as you move down, you kind of go into like power, speed, strength, into speed. So like then you go into Olympic movements, then you go into like med ball throws and sprints. So I'm starting to add in some Olympic movements, but I still want to maintain some strength and still try and get stronger in some lifts. So that's why on Monday I have sort of a strength day where I'm going to do sumo. And since I'm only doing sumo once a week, I'm going to be trying to up the intensity. This Monday I only did 200 kilos for like 4 singles, but that was just me playing around with a grip, playing around with the form a little bit. Grip, instead of grabbing narrow and then having trouble locking out, I just widen up my grip a little bit, allow me to get my hips through on the sumo, and it did help quite a bit. So I am hoping I can get that 600-pound sumo in the next however many weeks. Again, the plan is to hopefully return to competition in January, given if I can find somewhere to train judo safely. We'll see. Pandemics everything changes week by week, so I'm just trying to at least control, be the best at what I can control. And then also on Monday, I'm doing overhead press. Again, I'm trying to get to 100 kilo overhead press. Strict, that is. And so again, since I'm only doing overhead press once a week, I'm going to be really upping the intensity on that. Make sure it's going to be always above 80% on these lifts. And if I can get to at least stay within the 80 to 90% range, or within the RPE 7 to 9 range, never going to full grinders, but definitely pushing myself. And then I'm also starting to add grip 3 times a week on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, with Monday just doing grippers. I could make a video on my grippers, but they are what they are. I have a bunch of weights up to like 300 pounds. My aim is to close the 250-pound gripper. I've been pretty close, but I'd like to improve on them. And then also on Monday I have just 1 class at school, so this makes it possible to do this. On Tuesday, I'm starting to do cardio because I'm trying to up the specificity for judo, so I'm doing more endurance kind of stuff, more lactic acid threshold stuff. So on Tuesday I'm going to be doing work with the weighted clubs and the kettlebells. Then I'm doing grip. For grip I'm doing kind of like a maximal strength with the rack holds. I'm trying to hold as heavy as I can. The amount of weight I have in my home gym right now is only 210 kilos. So I'm trying to hold that for like 5 to 10 seconds. And I also use thick grips to try and hold that for as long as I can with as heavy as I can. And then I also do some like gi hangs with a sort of gi sleeve thing I have hanging over the pull-up bar, or I do pull-ups with gi. And that's obviously very specific. And as time progresses and I start getting used to this workload, I might start adding some Olympic lifts on Tuesday, sort of to up the intensity as time goes on. But right now I'm not, just because I'm still getting used to this workload. But I would probably do more technical stuff here. And I have 1 class on Tuesday, so it's not the heaviest schedule. On Wednesday, no classes. Great day, but I should be doing, watching my recorded lectures and stuff like that. So I only have Olympic lifting. Since my Olympic lifts are only 2 days a week, I try and go relatively heavy, form permitting, that is. So today I did up to 100 kilo cleans, my max. Last week on Saturday was 120 I got up to, which is pretty awesome. I'll show that now. But yeah, so, and then also today I did a snatch deadlift. I probably won't be doing those again, but I got to 160 kilos, will I show it? Depends how editing goes. Then Thursday, as you can see, another packed day. 3 classes, so just cardio, doing with the Bulgarian bag and the kettlebell. As you can see, I kind of have the Bulgarian bag or the club. I alternate those because those are rotational things, so I want to have a rotational cardio thing. Judo is a very rotational sport. And then the kettlebell, so sort of in the upper plane of motion. So you kind of get the full 360-degree endurance. And then group again with stuff I can do at home. Since I have 3 classes, I'm just going to be doing this sort of like stuff 10 to 20 minutes in between classes, build up sort of like work capacity throughout the day. And in grip, I'm going to be doing all 3 of the things: rack holds, gi hangs, and grippers, time permitting, that is. At least grippers and gi hangs, because those are the easiest things to do, nothing to set up. And then on Friday, strength again, but this time for bench. Benching only once a week, but doing another heavy pressing, so that should be enough to maintain my pressing strength or hopefully improve on it. And I'll also be doing not just full bench, but also some rack benches, so just the end range of motion to really sort of like power through that sticking point of mine, which is roughly about, as I get halfway, things start to get a little tough. My triceps don't have the power to completely power through, so I'll be working on that, which is also probably pretty useful for judo because we aren't always pushing from full range of motion. Often we're just pushing from here. Cardio again, so trying to get cardio in 3 times a week at the moment. And here I'm going to try and do all kettlebells, Bulgarian bag, and club work. Get everything done. And yeah, again, I have like 1 class on Friday. And on Saturday, I hopefully am able to go to the King's Weightlifting Club on Saturdays. If not, I just do the Olympic weightlifting myself. I'm somewhat confident I can sort of figure out stuff by myself for the most part. So yeah, that's the rough schedule. As you can see, there is no specific numbers or percentages like last time. That's because I don't really know like my maxes or stuff on Olympic lifts. Nor do I especially know how to program such a conjugate system. So right now I'm just feeling it out. I'm trying to keep things going by feel, and hopefully just the idea is to up the workload week by week on the cardio, up the intensity on the Olympic lifts as my technique gets better, but first I do need to work on my technique. But I do try to lift heavy to get the adaptation of that is I'm trying to get from Olympic lifting. And then strength, lift heavy, don't overdo it, but still lift heavy. And hopefully I can kind of, in a week or 2, when I start feeling this out, I'll be able to start, doing more percentages, have more specific times, like I tend to like with kettlebells and clubs and stuff, to do sort of EMOM stuff every minute on the minute sort of stuff for 10 minutes. That tends to work very well for me, and that definitely improves my work capacity. But yeah, this is the rough schedule now. And yeah, let me know what you think of this, and if you have any good books that might help me learn how to program so many different things at once, I'd love to read it. I do have this book, if you can see it, Periodization Training for Sports by Tudor Bompa and Carla A. Buzzicelli. A good book, would recommend. I should probably read it even more in depth to understand. I also have a sports science training book, but that's like a textbook, and reading's frankly quite hard enough, and I already have enough to study with maths. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully going to have a pretty good judoka talk. Might get some post-Budapest Grand Slam reactions from the US athletes, and hopefully from a couple Canadian athletes. Not sure on the interview. We'll see. See ya. So I thought I would just add some videos of me doing some of the cardio stuff just to see what sort of stuff I do with the kettlebells. Obviously I do the simple stuff with the kettlebells like swings, cleans, but here's a high pull I really quite like. Feels very specific to Judo. Really get the hips and pulling motion at the same time. Here is something that looks quite a lot like turning in for a throw, which is, I'm not sure if this is an exercise that exists in the club world. I did come up with it myself, but it's probably someone else has come up with it before. But I quite like this one. I'm just doing it with a light club because doing it with a heavy club might rip my shoulder out, because I'm still working on the techniques of the clubs. Here, again, you can see I'm trying to work on that sort of turning motion, so I can really speed up the entry of my throws. Not many forms of training can really train this sort of movement, and so that's why I really like clubs, and I would recommend them a lot. But yeah, see ya.